In the digital world, your website's speed, that's its first impression. It's everything. It can be the difference between landing a new customer and, well, losing one forever. But what's really going on in those few seconds between when you click a link and when a page actually loads? Let's follow that journey together.
I mean, come on. We've all been there, right? You're staring at that little spinning wheel of death or just a blank white screen, getting more and more frustrated. It is the worst. And that feeling is exactly why website performance isn't just some techie thing for developers. It's a massive business issue for literally anyone with a website.
So let's actually frame this as a journey, a story even. The second you click a link, you're kicking off this whole chain of events. And each step in that chain can be measured. Understanding these steps is the absolute key to figuring out why a site is slow and, more importantly, how to fix it. Okay, so the first stop on our journey is something called time to first bite, or TTFB for short. Think of it like this. You're at a restaurant, you've just placed your order with the waiter. TTFB is that moment the kitchen shouts back, "Order up, we got it." It's not the food, not yet. It's just the confirmation that your request was heard and things are in motion.
So, how quick is quick enough? Well, a good, healthy server should fire back that first byte of data in under 0.8 seconds. If it takes any longer than that, your digital kitchen is already running behind schedule.
All right, we are officially on our timeline. The server has gotten our request, and we've passed that first crucial milestone. The journey is underway, but we're still just looking at a blank page. So, what's next? And that leads us right to the first contentful paint, or FCP. This is the very first sign of life the user sees. Back to our restaurant, this is like your drinks hitting the table. You don't have the main course, but you know things are happening. It's that crucial moment of reassurance that tells the user, hey, don't leave, the page is coming. The goal here? You want that first little bit of content, some text, a logo, anything, to pop up in under 1.8 seconds. That's usually fast enough to keep people from getting antsy and hitting that dreaded back button. Okay, so check out our timeline now. We've hit that FCP milestone. The user isn't staring into the void anymore. They've got proof that stuff is loading. We're making real progress, but the main event still isn't here. Now we get to the big one. This is probably the most important loading metric out there, largest contentful paint, or LCP. This measures how long it takes for the biggest, meatiest piece of content to show up. This is the main course arriving at your table. It's what you came for, that big hero image, the main headline, or that video. And the magic number here, the one Google really cares about, is under 2.5 seconds. They see this as the threshold for a good user experience, because at this point, the user feels like the page is basically loaded and ready to go. And there you have it. That's the whole initial loading journey, right there on the timeline. From the server saying hello, to the first paint, to the main content showing up. But here's the thing, loading is only half the story. What about how the page actually behaves? Right, because what happens after the page loads, that's just as crucial. And that's where Google brings out its official report card for websites, a set of metrics they call the Core Web Vitals. These vitals, they're basically built on 3 pillars of user experience. The first one we've already met, LCP, which is all about loading speed. But now, let's meet the other two. INP, which is about how responsive a page is, and CLS, which is all about visual stability. All right. Let's talk about interaction to next paint, or INP. This answers a really simple question. When you click on something, or tap on it, or type into a box, how fast does the page react? It's like asking your waiter for the check. If they respond instantly, it feels great. If you're left waiting, it's just frustrating. INP measures that exact feeling. So what's a good score? We're talking 200 milliseconds or less. I mean, that is literally faster than you can blink. It's what gives a site that snappy, responsive feel, where your actions get immediate feedback. And the third and final Core Web Vital is Cumulative Layout Shift, or CLS. And this measures something we have all experienced. You know that super annoying thing that happens when you go to click a button, and poof, an ad loads and shoves everything down the page so you click the wrong thing? That is a layout shift. It's like your dinner table suddenly sliding away just as you're about to take a bite. So for this, a good score is super low, 0.1 or less. That basically means your layout is rock solid. Nothing's jumping around, nothing's moving unexpectedly. It creates a stable, predictable, and frankly, more trustworthy experience. So let's just boil this down, right? LCP is all about winning that initial race to get the main content onto the screen. INP and CLS, on the other hand, are all about the quality of the experience after you've won that race. Is the site quick to respond, and does it stay put while you use it? Okay, so we've been throwing a lot of acronyms and numbers at you, but this all leads to the big question. So what? Why should you actually care about any of this stuff? What's the real payoff? Well, it really comes down to two huge things. First, just plain old user experience. Bad scores mean frustrated users, and frustrated users leave. That's a high bounce rate. And second, maybe even more important for some, SEO. Google has been very clear. They use these core web vitals as a ranking factor. A better score doesn't just feel better, it's an ingredient that helps you rank higher. Simple as that. So, let's put this all together in one simple report card. This is the cheat sheet you need to remember. For LCP, which is all about loading, you're shooting for under 2.5 seconds. For INP, our responsiveness metric, you want 200 milliseconds or less. And for CLS, visual stability, that target is 0.1 or less. If you can nail this trifecta, you're building the foundation for a fantastic user experience. You see, at the end of the day, every single one of these metrics, it's a conversation. It's a form of communication. A fast, stable, responsive site says, I value your time. I respect you. A slow, janky, frustrating site says the complete opposite. So maybe take a second and ask yourself, what is my website saying to its users right now?